Hello, I want to welcome everybody to WDOJ. Of course, as you know, I have to start this like early for Facebook. Like I said, learning all these different things and avenues. You have to navigate, but this is a let's get real version. And on this one, we're going to talk about a new America. A lot of things that they don't talk about on the news. A lot of focus on a lot of negativity of things that really we can't control, like wars, um, the economy, and it's just a deflection from the real issues that surround us every day that we just don't really pay attention to until it affects our lives. That's how they keep us. This is how they maintain their control by keeping us, like I said, divided, distracted, you know, misinformed. I mean, the new America, this is what it's about. I'm going to give you some true statistics that nobody can deny. I'm not going to do it on a racial issue, by race. I'm not going to do it by culture, religion, or anything like that. It's just facts. And then I'm going to talk about this new America that is beginning to take shape. Um, and how can we, as a people of this country, change it or make it better? The whole focus of everything is to make this country better. This is what we fought our wars in this country for, from the Civil War to, independent. And there have been other wars, social wars, economic wars. Um, we must understand that we are all Americans. And if you look at the war over in other countries, they're not calling themselves a particular race, a particular religion. It's Russia, Ukraine, this country, that country. We got to start looking at ourselves as Americans. Until we do that, we're going to find ourselves in this situation trapped. We're going to continue this cycle that we've been continuing so many years in this country that now is filtering down to second and third generation of children. We are faced with a lot of conspiracy theories. We lock on to a lot of false identities and politicians and people that say they're concerned about the communities and that they represent or that they are around, but in fact they just use it for an economic advantage for themselves. And what I mean by that, if your politician is so concerned about his constituents, he'll spend more of his time with his constituents than the White House, Congress. They don't get nothing done. Nothing been changed in 60 years, really. A little tweak here, a little tweak there. It's still been the same domino. It's still been the same. Now you got the Republican Party doing this. Well, the Democratic Party is doing that. And that's why our main problem is we can't identify the negativities of the parties that you support. You want to focus on the other party. You need to fix what's in your circle first before you speak anything of another circle. We got these QAnons and all these different little conspiracy series setups. But in hindsight, you're not even understanding what they're doing to yourselves. That's a QAnon. That's the most dangerous new identity that evolved. They didn't tell you how a man killed his two children based on what they were telling him about his children. This man literally harpooned his children because they told him they had defective DNA. We went through this before. With so many different societies and so many people controlling you, you have no idea of your own self. As you rely on a news cycle, you rely on others, you don't make yourself informed, you don't just go out in your community farther than where you live and understand what the plight of themselves and the plight of their children, the plight of their families. You don't see that. So you sit back in your own little world until that reality comes to your world. Lose a family member, child commits suicide, lose your job, lose your money, Then, oh yeah, we have a problem. It's only a problem when it happens to the people. Even in the war, the lady says she never concerned herself about what was going on in their neighborhood countries. Well, this is the result of your not lack of concern. If you had been concerned with what was going on with them, maybe you wouldn't be in the situation you're in today. That's how I look at that war. If the man had listened to us and built up his army, pulled back his people just because of Putin's aggression and his known aggression, I would have done it for safety measures, period. And second of all, you need to get in a suit, get some guns, and load up and get out there and fight with your people. If you're fighting for your country, stop standing in a bunker feeling safe. That does not motivate people. You're the president. You're just like back in the old and ancient days, the kings and the queens, they were out there throwing down just like everybody else because that motivated their people. If somebody's taking your land, if somebody's coming to your country to take something from you, you got to get out there with them, not be in a room or appear on one of these videos. If you die, you can be replaced. There's a lot of people that are thinking just like you. You can name your successor before you die. You have to do these things to motivate those people that are getting slaughtered out there. Aid, you can't get aid to them. Get weapons to them. Get them whatever they need. They got to fight for their survival. Let them fight. Give them all the weapons they want. Drop lift them. I don't care how you get them to. Let them people fight for their own country. As though someone come to this country. That's all I have to say on that subject. So I'm going to just tell you about this new America. That what we are creating in this country is what you call a new America, where if you are not productive, if you are not on the upper echelon of contributing to this society, you are irrelevant. And you most likely will end up either dead, prison, or manual labor for the rest of your life. And the way you are treating your children and raising your children with these ideologies of, self-taught, self-home, all this, you're isolating your children from the realities of the world. The world is out there. The life is out there. Your children need to learn the life. Bullying happens. All this happens. Drugs happen. There's so many dangers out there. Isolating your children so when they get 18, they walk out and they're ambushed. Or they come in a situation where they can't even handle it, so they're taking their lives. Or some kids, they don't even give a damn, they just killing one another. Just kill. Just kill. Just kill. This is what's happening in this country. But we're more focused on picking sides. Oh, Biden is terrible. Oh, this is terrible. Democrats terrible. They're tearing up the country. Country been torn up since we had political parties. Each jockeying for position. Each jockeying for power. It's a power grab. Republicans went in there, they do something to hurt us. Democrats, we do something to hurt them. That's all it is. It hurts the people on either side. Rich, poor, white, black, it don't matter. But in the new America, everybody's jockeying for position at the seat of the table. The seat of the table is going to be the top echelon. Like I said in my last stories, when people pay for their children to go to the top schools through bribery, not their child's ability, now that tells you something's going to happen and something's going on, that these people are risking everything to get their kids in the top schools. That tells you something is set up that's coming that you want to sit back and not recognize, or sit back and grab a stimulus check and call it, oh, great days. Then cry about high gas prices. Makes no sense. You can't have it both ways. You got to get out here and produce. You got to get out here and help your family. You got to figure out ways for you and your family to navigate that road. Because that road ain't easy. And it ain't meant to be easy. Like they said in the beginning, on the strong survive, the weaker devour. And that's a factual truth if you're living in today's society. You can use your faith. The faith is everything. Yes, you can survive in this world and not live of this world. But you got to survive in this world. And that's the main concept, is surviving in this world. Not making yourself a victim, not making yourself statistic, not finding excuses. There are so many problems everyone has. You can't make no excuses. You have to keep on going. You have to keep on pushing. You got to keep on focusing. Unless you're just going to be left behind. The new America, they can't ain't about but you anarchists, you racists, and you separatists, and on both sides, on all cultural divides. This is America. Whether you like it or not, that's what you are looked at. You're an American. Start feeling like one. Start breathing like one. Start being one. Start looking at your neighbor and looking at him differently instead of the color of his skin and what you see on your Republican or Democratic or MSNBC dictation of them. Have a conversation. There can always be criminals on all sides. They're going to be pedophiles. They're going to be rapists. They're going to be murderers. They're going to be everything. Because this is the way society is. But how you navigate that is up to you, and learning how and what to look for and what to teach your kids. You can't hide your kids from reality. You can't hide your kids from the truth. You can't hide the kids from the streets. Number one problem in America, parents lie to their kids all day, every day. And when the kids find out how much they've been lying, they don't believe nothing, and they have no respect for you. You lie to your children, they ain't going to have respect for you in the long run. They ain't got no respect for whatever you try to teach them because you don't lie to them. Just tell the truth. America was built on blood, money, greed. That's our country. Now, we've been able to expand that wealth with some people, and some people didn't. We've been able to get rights through death of others, and we don't even appreciate that. We try to make excuses on that. We try to demean what these people did for us to go forward. We try to demean our own successes because we haven't. This is a country. This is very disturbing to me because it's gotten to this higher level. Now it's way up here. It don't cross all lines now. The rich ain't safe. The poor ain't safe. The middle class ain't safe. Nobody's safe. Staggering statistics all across the world. It's happening all over the world. So that should tell you something right there. That each country is positioning itself for a seat at this new table. This new America. And yes, new America. Because America is what it is. The most diverse culture, race, society, and history. No one has been this culturally diverse. No one has offered the opportunities for every race has ever come to this country. This is the only country that exists, and this is the only country that gains the power, holds the power. And why I say that, because we can infiltrate any nation, any country, because we have it all here. Very difficult for them to assimilate us. Easy for us to assimilate them. Because I don't care if you come to this country and you enjoy all the things. You can be a spy. You enjoy all the things that we have in this country, and you really live in this country and enjoy all the benefits. Going back to your country, this ain't the Cold War days. You don't want to go back. And you don't want this country. Nobody wants this country to fall. Nobody. Except Putin, maybe. And it's because he just snapped. He don't have no power. Russian mafia done took over his country. Trying to find a new place to move. No one's going to jeopardize this country. We buy more stuff than anybody else. We build more stuff than anybody else. We build countries. We build nations. And we make billionaires everywhere. You take that away, this world will crumble. So I don't fear about America. I fear what we're doing to ourselves. I fear that we're going to crumble within like all these great nations have. And I don't know what will rise from the ashes, but we will crumble within if we don't change. Every great nation is falling from within, not from without. And like I say, videos like this that just sit down without glamour, without visuals, without all these glamour effects that you can add to your video gets less play. I don't understand it because if you're searching for the truth, you don't need backdrops. You don't need no visual of biblical writings or showing you something that you can identify with. It's a white Jesus, black Jesus, Chinese. It shouldn't even be a photograph. It should be that person trying to reach that message of truth to you. But it's a diversion. It's a deflection of the facts that whatever he's saying is not more important than that graphic that he is showing you. So that shows you there's holes in what he's saying. But he doesn't want you to see that, so he puts these elaborate replications of what happened in the Garden of Eden, or what happened here, or what happened there. All these little visuals to keep you distracted on what he's really talking about, so you can't see through it. This is what we do with our news cycle. Put a bunch of graphics behind that person so you can't see what's in front of you. Lies. No, this is what understanding becoming a new America. We have to change. We have to figure out a way to make this right. Because right now, we are at the tipping point of a lost generation, about creating a violent society until we reach that point of anarchy. And that's, like I've been saying for years, is what they need. Once we hit anarchy, they can initiate martial law. And with martial law, they're not going to use our soldiers. They're going to use the World Army. Everybody knows about it. If you don't know about the World Army, your mind has been somewhere else. We are selectively destroying militias all across the country. Thanks to Donald Trump. Appreciate you. Because what you did is just bring out what they always wanted. But now you made them vocal. Now you made them sing. And if you really get on a real site, they are more angry with Donald Trump than they are with us. But they won't tell you that now. Or you think Donald Trump's hiding? They want to kill him more than they want to kill us. They use the police as puppets. Distractions. And this is what the police have been doing since the beginning of time, of creating a sheriff, honey. Men, gentlemen, whatever. You know, this is how I say things. I just say them straight out. I be talking to everybody. You look up the history, the establishment of the police, the sheriff. Used to have the ability to go out and catch people, hang people, bounty hunters, ability just to go kill people because somebody said they did something. So this has been around forever. It's just another controlling mechanism that they use to keep us divided. You're always throwing statistics and this and percentages. All that's a distraction from the fact that reality is we're all suffering. And nothing changes until the rich feel the pinch. And we do government bailouts for them. So understanding the new America is what we make it. Because right now, if they make the new America, your child is going to be told what they're going to be able to do based on their scores. Not based on their true intellect, but based on a mathematical score that they're giving. A test will depict where they're going to be placed in society. And that's a fact. If you notice, academies are popping up everywhere. The erase of the public schools coming soon. These academies are going to be built for one reason and one reason only, to produce the best and the brightest. The rest, you're going to be manual laborers, and you're going to serve the best of the brightest. Now, if you want your child to be there, then you continue to tell your child not to achieve. You continue to think you can homeschool your kid. You think you can outdo this system. Keep believing that and see where you at. Look where you at now. Even the rich folks don't think it outsmart the system by paying someone to get their kids in school. Now you embarrass your child for the rest of their life. You thought you could outthink this system? This system sits around and creates these people that are taking you down. This system elects these type of individuals to do what they do. You think that man on that island really thought about creating an island like that? No. He was financed, given the ability, and taped everybody. Why? So you can have power over those that had power and money. You have to understand, you have to look through the lies to see the truth. Then he kills himself. Same thing with the guy that busted all over, sending them kids and doctoring their stuff. These people seem to get ill, die, commit suicide. You have to understand, when you're in this world and you get in that world, and yeah, they're going to give you all the money in the world till you make a mistake and you have to go. That'll be that new America. We could only make a new America now by starting to teach our children, reach our friends and family, even try to have some kind of rapport with our enemies. Because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Better realize that. That's how the world works. And that's how it's going to change this country. And you can see things changing now. You can see the demographics changing. You can see the wealth fluctuating. And the only thing you hear about is how the white man's so scared and he going to lose this. Yeah, that's them old white men. Yeah, because their money ain't worth a damn no more. With one click, Bill Gates can erase money all over the world. He developed the system, the monetary system of transferring money to one place to another. All this Bitcoin and all this, that's boom, how they make money. Give a little bit out, take a lot back. Oldest pyramid scheme in the world. If you don't even get on in the beginning, you left out. That's why you see all these little things pop up fast. Boom, 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 boom. And these guys make this money and then boom, they're gone. Everybody should learn that from Enron and Mendenhall was the perfect person to teach you that. He did it to the rich. He didn't do it to the poor. Billions. He swiped out of them. Why? Because people always want to get richer. They're never happy where they're at. Or they don't want to work to get to it. There's no such thing as putting your money somewhere and letting it work for you. It's the most dumbest thing I heard in my life. And if anybody knows about the big lie, it's about the stock market. And it was written back when the stock market was created. That was one of the hardest books to find in the world. It's one of the hardest books. And the person that wrote it can't find them. But it did exist. And somebody has it. Stock market, the big lie. This is how they took people's companies. People that work ground hard up. Oh, you need stocks, invest in stocks that'll bring more money. No, that'll just bring more people to control your company. Then another bigger company buys out those people till they force you out. Where you have to give up your shares. And then you become a minority of that company that you built. That's that new America. got to learn this America, the America of your dreams and your children's dreams. That race is not an issue until you make it one. You're going to always have people that hate you. And they'll find any reason to hate you because they hate themselves. Those are people that hate themselves. They're going to find any reason they can to hate you. Then you got vultures that use those people that hate you to make their money off you. If you don't listen to their news programs, if you don't listen to their radio programs, you don't watch their YouTube videos, they don't make money. So they're going to tell you whatever makes your heart hurt and whatever makes you want to keep listening. No one has no control of this government. What it does, we put in so many different Republicans, Democrats, Independents, and they all end up doing the same thing. The only thing comes out of it is maybe something good here a little bit and something good there. Answer that question. Since you've been old enough to understand politics, what are benefits have really come out of there? Nothing. Since the civil rights, that was inevitable. The economic power that blacks were wielding at that time, and women, the rich made that decision. They didn't give a damn about what them rednecks thought. They wanted to open up that market because there's more money in their pocket. The rich people gonna stay rich in this world, and they're gonna figure out any way to stay that way. And if we are an economic market, they're gonna crumble any redneck, militia, Black Panther, black activist, giant, whatever you are, they're gonna crush you if you affect their bottom line. Period. Like I told you, some of the richest people in the world, they're not all white. And the richest person, we don't know. They want to give you network, all this. They could, like I say, distractions. The most valuable thing on this earth is minerals. Diamonds, rare jewels, gold. They use oil because oil is a commodity. It makes things go. Because as far as a natural, pure wealth, you get a whole diamonds, some emeralds, jewelry, things like that are very, very rare. You got a lot of money. You know, the rich buy anything to make themselves feel important. They pay $3.5 million for a basketball card or $10 million for artwork that the person's dead. He ain't never gonna see the money. It's ridiculous. But that's the distraction. They ain't the rich of the rich doing it. The rich of the rich are the top echelon in the world. They don't buy menial things like that. They don't buy things that are menial. That's the old school. The new school buys intelligence, development, technology, and land. The development is the greatest money maker. Land is the greatest asset because you need land to develop. This is why we have to change the minds of our youth so they don't become these rappers wasting money, basketball players wasting money, baseball players wasting money, golfers wasting money. Instead of reinvesting that money in the system where you're from, the culture, society, wherever you're from, trying to improve that around you. They created a show, I won a lottery, and these people are going out here buying the dumbest stuff I've ever seen. You were poor before you got money, so why don't you just little upgrade. You don't have to go dumb about it, but you can upgrade. Everybody's so scared of being poor. Oh, get your credit score up. Get this up. Who needs a damn credit score? I know every black market way to get a house, cribs, cars, everything. It's just a rouge to make you in debt. That's it. It's a rouge. An income of two families. Say they make $140,000. You buy a $200,000, $350,000 home. One of those earnings has to go to the payment of the house if you ever want to get out of it. So that means you got to live off one person's salary. That's the smart way to do it. 2, do not have kids until that investment is paid off. Because kids create another debt. Because now you got to get them educated. You got to get them well dressed, clothes, food, all the necessities that they need, sports, activities, all that takes away. That's the new America. Using our tools to teach our young generation not to make the same mistakes as the older generation so that they can excel faster than the next. Because every country is out here competing for a seat at that table. We call it the United Nations. It's not going to be called that no more. You may say it on the building, but what's happens in that building is going to be totally different. The world is looking for more stability. The world sees a greater threat than maybe we know. But I know one thing, they're trying to get this stuff together. So there's a lot of technology coming out. There's a lot of things that are coming out. And these weapons that they're making ain't for a war against us or each other, because most of them are destructive enough to destroy this planet. So whoever sets off one bomb or sets off one weapon, the other one does it, and it's just going to be a repetitive thing until this earth is destroyed. Some people say they're aliens, some people say they're not. I'm not going to dispute anything because everything's possible. But I know they're preparing for a different world than what we know. Technology is advancing faster than we've ever seen it before. Why? It's because it's a distraction. You can't even keep up with the TVs. You can't keep up with the computers. You can't keep up with your cell phones. You just keep diverting. Keep your attention away from what's really going on. People can tell you how much they hate the other political party and the 10 reasons why, but they can't give you a statistic on the suicide rate amongst teens, adults, women. They can't break that down. They can't break down the poverty rate. They can't break down the divorce rate. They can't break down nothing but what that political party they support tells them. Number one violent thing, death in the world. You want to know what it is? Suicide. The world we're talking. Not murder. Suicide. It's the greatest threat to our future. Suicide of a mind, especially our younger generation. They're committing suicide around the world at a higher rate. Faster. Second, youth killings. The ages dropped dramatically. We're down to 14, 13, and 10. Used to be 18, 19, 20. Now you got to worry about a 9-year-old kid, 10-year-old kid, 11-year-old kid. And you're going to tell me you're more concerned about what politicians are doing and not what's going on in your community or around your community or even around you in your state? That you're more concerned about a political party that ain't gave a damn about what happened because they allowed it to happen. How can you talk about you can't have no money to fund a youth center or a youth organization, but you can build a convention center, or you can build a stadium, and you can build all these other things, but you cannot develop your youth? They just use a rouge. Oh, they're my bad over there. They're terrible over there. They're drug addicts. Until one of your kids die from drugs, and then you're like, oh my God, it's a tragedy. So what kind of America you want? Theirs? Or one where you can have an opportunity to be? Or you can have an opportunity to grow? But you ain't going to do it by trying to be them. You ain't going to try to do it by winning the lottery and buying a $500,000 home, because you're just making that person that owns that home $1 million richer. So when you pay them, they got to pay the bank, and the bank just made double money. Understand finances. Learn news cycles. Learn your neighborhood, your community, and your state. See, they can't hide statistics. They can't lie about truth. And the truth is, their America is what you're going to get if we don't balance this out somehow. If we don't show that we are capable of fighting and being a people, you're going to make us one. All these movies that are made, Insurgent, all these things are just telling you facts. This is easy to them. They can dangle it in front of you. And you walk like blind sheep into the wall. It's like they say, people are incapable of managing themselves. They need to be managed. That's terrible. And for people like myself that see it, and we don't do these elaborate videos, or we just do our diligence of work and watching and learning, we're swept aside because you are too blind. So you walk right into the wall and wonder how you got there. Because you're searching the web, internet for fast ways to make money. The biggest scheme is to get somebody to buy your book on how you made money. You know, to be successful, you must understand the business. You must get yourself deeply involved in the business itself. To successful anything that you choose. Me, I'm not looking for success. I just put this out there because I always learn one thing, that somebody's listening. And the information comes to me from I don't know where. I can open your email and there's information that I never thought I would ever learn or ever see. So there's somebody out there listening. Somebody finds me enlightening, or at some point they can find me a threat. Because I'm going to keep telling the people the same thing over and over. And hopefully it catches on. And more people start to speak the truth and stop speaking lies about each other. This is one country. It's all we got. We can't go in the past. We can't change the past. We can only improve the future. And the first thing we need to do is settle all our beefs. Tired of white America talking about they didn't do it, but you benefited from it. But I'm tired of black people talking about, oh, we need this and we need that. No, you don't need nothing. We didn't have nothing when they took it from us. We need to learn how to get it. Only thing you need as a white America is to allow that culture to do it. And not to put the roadblocks in front of them to prevent them from doing it, because you fear of them overtaking you. They've already overtaken you because they've taken everything that you've been able to give as far as oppression, murder, slaughtering. They taking your best hits, so you were already lost. That's why you see yourself in a decline now. This is what I said in the letter to Wyman. This is why you're in a decline now. Because you're giving your best shots. In all cultures, everybody's coming to this country. You hit them with the best thing you could, and they still kept on coming. So you already lost that war. So now you find yourself at war and at odds with your own people. So the new America is inclusive. You better believe it. Because look at the billionaires are popping up. Women faster than men. Minorities faster than white America. So if you're on that side of anarchy, on that side of tearing down the White House, or believing the boat was stole, all that crazy mess, or you on the side that believes the society is going to oppress you, you ain't going to never be able to get nothing, y'all going to be on a little island by your damn selves while the world grows up and casts you somewhere. These movies these men made a long time ago ain't no joke. They're real. They are about what's going to happen in the near future. And if you can look at all the events that have come up to it. I've talked about the H1N1, all these viruses. I said they're going to make one that's effective, but not so effective where it creates a great difference in death. That means the death rate is not fast enough to make people really look at it. You can't do influenza kill rate over 70%. Bird flu, 40%. H1N1, 32%. So guess what they came out with? A stronger version of the flu. Death rate, 10 to 15%. Attacks the elderly, the impoverished, are the hardest hit. Why? Because they don't have the necessary treatment centers for what ails them. It activates something else in their body. That's what it is. And each time they talk about cure, they got a new strain. China's getting lit up over there. You know why? Because they don't care about their people enough to make sure that all their people out in the villages, out in all those areas are protected. But they drag them in there to do these manual labor jobs that make our material. But what they have learned is, guess what? They unleash something now. They have 24 million and in growing. They're supposed to hit 100 million in a year. They have bigger and worse things to worry about. But that comes from their own arrogance, their own divisiveness. Like I tell Chinese, that's how the Japanese beat you. You hate yourself so much that you allow them to come in and take over your country. Because you're so bent on separating yourselves. Same thing you try to do in this country, but we ain't gonna let that happen. Like I keep telling you, you better read your Constitution, because deep in there are words that says that anybody or anything that threatens the sovereignty of this nation shall be destroyed. That goes for religions. That goes for people. That goes for secret societies. That goes for all of you. So don't think you above it. Like I said, they killed presidents. They killed all kinds of important people in our lives. Don't think they won't kill you. Don't think it. Don't think you're above death, because you're not. So, like I say, this is what I do. I read about things, I check on things, I watch the news, watch a lot of videos on different views and different points. But right now, I don't see nobody telling you the truth what's going on in this country. No one's telling you really what's going on about like suicide, poverty, homelessness. They really digging into it. They talking about things about that doesn't even matter. The government. How long does this government get? You need to understand it's gonna do what it wants to do. It's always has. What are you gonna do about it? Storm the Capitol? Ooh. Government's still there, ain't it? No, you foolish white folks running up there. Still there, ain't it? Biden's still in there, ain't he? What did you accomplish? Nothing. It's made a fool of yourselves. It made us look foolish as a nation. Stop whining. Accept. Make things better. Like I always say, take America back again. What's that? What does that mean? Back to what? Can't answer that, can you? No, you can't. We're going to take it back to the 50s. Women couldn't vote. Black people ain't got rights. But the white man can do what he wants. That's what you want. That's the new America for you. And that ain't nothing but a racist ideology. You don't own this country. This country was here before you got here. It was here before natives got here. This world has been here before man got here. So you got to understand, how do we coexist? How do we make a better system and society? How do we develop ourselves and help each other get better? And that's only one way. Unity. You may have your beliefs, you may have your ideology, but let's sit down and find a commonality. Something that we can all work through and work to get better. Something we all can agree on to make us each better. Without taking from another. The rich you've taken from the poor. The middle class. The middle class is drained by the poor. So creates a hostility. But middle class, you got to wake up and understand you work for these corporations. They're the ones that are doing all this to you, not the poor. You're the one that's laying them off so your paycheck be fat. You're the one that's making companies go down, but you got a $25 million balloon, while the rest of them got to pack their bags and go find another job. It is you, not them. So America, think time and look at yourself. And you people that are doing these little things you call making yourself richer, you will never be as rich as them. You're just a pawn. You're not a rook. You're not a bishop. You're just a pawn, like everybody else. So you in the billionaires club? You're pointless. If you're not making $1 billion business, you're pointless. You're working for a billionaire. And so you got to keep your paycheck, so you got to lay off people. You didn't build a company. So why should you just pay money when it fails? So you put out the dough with nothing. But that's how they control you. Oh, we're going to give you this little packet, but you need to do this over here. You need to do that over there. Lay off them people over there. Up the price of them cars. So make these people work harder to buy the things they can't afford. That's the way it works. That's their America. I want to know yours. I want to know what people really want to do. I want to see more videos. I don't care who does them. About real things in real life. Not backgrounds, not green this. They telling you, oh, you need to green this. You need why? It's a deterrent. It's a deflection. Either you want to hear the truth or you don't. I don't care. I'm that person that's going to keep saying it. I'm that person that's going to keep talking about it. I'm that person that's going to keep pointing it out. Those are the ones that really make change. Maybe in 30 years, somebody go back and find this one. This is what it's about. It's not about glamour. It's not about, I don't do reviews. So it ain't how many subscriptions I get. I don't care. If anybody want to debate me about anything I say, more welcome to email me or send me a notification. We can sit face to face and talk about it. But don't nobody do that. Because there ain't nothing to talk about but facts. The fact is, you make money doing what you do. You ask people to subscribe to your channel. I always tell people, if you like something, you're going to do it automatically. People are going to do it automatically. If they feel strongly about you, they're going to do it automatically. And you people out there using clickers, so what? You using illegal means to make your money, that's on you, because it's going to catch up to you at one time. For you that don't believe in nothing that you're talking about, it's going to catch up on you at one time. Evil means for evil gains, mean evil demise. Sorry. So you better understand that. You're never going to be as rich as them. Same thing I tell a dope dealer. If you ain't making Colombia money, you ain't making no money. Because you can flaunt all you want, but you ain't never going to be able to touch them. And a snap of a finger, they can make you disappear. They can make your own people kill you. That's the kind of money they got. You ain't got enough money to protect yourself against them. So if you ain't making that kind of money, you better have a good end game. Exit. Because if they can put El Chapo away, imagine what the government could do to you. You've been listening to WDOJ. I appreciate it. I hope that everybody understands and keep on watching and find out the best way you can. And tell everybody, learn on your own. Don't just listen to me or anybody else. Decide where your own America going to be. Decide what you're going to teach your kids and how you're going to be able to make them understand that they got to get better. They got to do stronger. They got to think clearly. And understand that person just living just like them across the street, because what their parents say is not your enemy. Your enemy, it can only be yourself. Because if you allow anything out here to stop you from achieving your goals, then you are your own enemy. That's my new America. That's what I want to teach the kids. This is what I keep telling to them. Your goal is your goal. Your dream is your dream. But understand, to get wealthy and to be at the top, it costs. Don't cost nothing to be a doctor and live modestly. Live enough to pay off your student loans. You can do that through intern programships or work at community hospitals for 4 years and pay off your money. There are a very lot of ways, but everybody's striving for that top echelon job. So you've been listening to WDOJ. Thank you very much. I got a couple more videos I got to catch up on. Hope to see you soon. Have a great night.